Hello, Frank Witmer here from Broudy Precision, and I'm here to talk today about the Honeywell BMS Startup mobile application available for the Optimizer line of controllers. So the tool as it stands today is a point checkout tool, and it's available through the App Store as well as the Google Play Store, depending on the platform you work with. So the point checkout tool, it connects via Bluetooth. So if you're ever on the fence trying to figure out whether to spend a few dollars extra to get Bluetooth or not, I think it's well worth having it. You have to have access to tools like this to help with your checkout. VAVs also, you have your balancing tools. So there's, I think it's a good idea to have the Bluetooth models. And I think you'll see that with this new app that's available. With the app, you're going to be able to see live point data and then physical I/O. So it's going to be the point data for your I/O, and then you'll be able to override your outputs. And with that, you can test your results to say whether you passed or failed your test. You can add notes, and then you can generate a report, and you can visualize your progress to see where you are in doing your commissioning on the app. The app supports the following. So the unitary controller, any of the unitary controllers that are Bluetooth. I guess one thing I should point out is you want to make sure you're at the latest firmware versions. The VAV controller with a future firmware that it's not released yet, it will be available for this app as well. And then if you have a Bluetooth model of the Optimizer Advanced controller, you'll be able to use this tool to work with the I/O on your panel bus I/O for the plant controller. And it's simple to set up. Make sure you have the latest firmware. You want to download your application to the controller. That has to be in there in order for the app to be able to work with the controller. And then you can, within the IRM tool, set the time and date for your network and then enable your BLE security code with the expiration date. Or if you don't do that within the app, the first time you connect to a controller, it'll prompt you for a security code or PIN to enable in there. And then there'll be some other things you'll need to do for the advanced controller, and we'll be doing another video in the next few weeks covering this tool with the advanced controller and the panel bus line of I/O modules. So with that, we will go right into the tool. And so what we'll do is go over here. I got my mirroring software. So if we look, it's the BMS Startup application that we want. I'll click on that. And right away, you'll see where we have a point checkout box there. So that's where we want to go. And you can add a site. You can have multiple sites. I have one here that's Broudy Conshohocken, and one's a test one. And if we go in and look at the Broudy Conshohocken one, I actually have two controllers that I've selected and added to this site. And you can see I'm 11% through the checkout with the tool. So with that, we can go into a controller. Let's go into my VVT AHU, and you'll see it knows what the name of the application is, what the model of the controller is. We can go to more, and then we can see the instance number, the model number. We can see the serial number, and the main thing here is we're able to verify the firmware from this app. Then we can go down, and since we're connected to the controller, we can go to, we can first connect to the controller, and it's connecting again via Bluetooth. And once connected, it'll go in and it'll scan and read the controller and the I/O to populate the app. So this takes a little bit to do that, but it reads the properties and goes through everything. So now if we go to terminal I/O, we can look at all. We can go to the tab of relay, solid state relays, or just the UIO. And we can go through here and say, okay, we want to check the outside air temperature. We'll go through and we can add a comment if we want to add a comment. We can say we were testing it again and it passed this time. So we're good with that. If we wanted to go down and look at any of these other points, we could do that. We could go in and override the solid state relays or the digital outputs if we'd like. But over on the UIO, we could come in here and I can go to my heating valve, go to manual, and then you have the choice of going 0, 50, 100%, or you can put a custom value in there to whatever you'd like. And then you have this override duration in hours. The lowest you can get is 1 hour. So I'm going to say, okay, let's go open that valve, and we'll override it for an hour. We go through, we can test it and say, yep, the valve opened all the way. We can say, you know, if we said it failed before, I could do test again, say it passed. I can go back in there. You'll see the hand there saying it's an override. If you're not sure what this display is telling us, we can hit the I button, and it gives us a legend and statuses of what to see on the screens. We can take the point, put it back to auto, and it's off controlling again. We can go out. We want from there, we can come out of here and say, okay, we've done that. And if we come out, we can say, okay, we want to generate a report. All the devices, we can say, sure, give us a report on that. We'll hit next. So it's generated. And now we can back out of there and go back to see where we are. Go back, pick a different site if we'd like, or we can go to site management. And from site management, we could add a new site if we would like to do that. We have the ability to go to reports and say, oh, there's that report that we just did. We'll say, yeah, let's look at that. Let's go ahead and we are going to share it. So I'll hit the share icon there. All right, so we're not going to, it's not doing that right now. So what we'll do is I have one here of what one would look like, and basically it gives you a list of all the I/O, their terminal assignments, and then the point type as well as the characteristics of a point. So it's a good report to have just for checking to make sure your configuration is correct in your programming. Make sure you have the right I/O on the right terminals, and then also the right characteristics for your points. So if we go back here, when you do work with the site, let's go back in again. This time we'll go to the test site. I've got one controller, but let's say we want to add more devices. We can hit Add Device, say yes. Now it's going to go out and scan for any Bluetooth devices that are out there. And what we're going to find are the list of them, and they're going to be sorted based on their signal strength. The one I want to look at is this MSTP CVHU. It's a unitary controller. Now it's going to go out there and connect and then read its data. If we didn't already connect to it previously, or we didn't set up the BLE security code in the application with the IRM tool, it would have come up in here and asked us for a pin to put in there for that. So from here, we can again look and see what's in the controller. We can look at our I/O. You can see here we did some checkout before, and we got green checks, meaning they were checked and everything worked. Same sort of thing. So very simple, easy to use application. I think is definitely helpful when you're out in the field trying to check things out, and you're trying to remember what you checked out, what you didn't check out, what failed. With this, you have the ability to put that information in there and be able to email yourself with it or text it or whatever you'd like to do from there. That's it for today, but when I do get set up with my advanced controller with Bluetooth, we'll go through the app with the panel bus and how you would go about working with this BMS checkout tool for that controller. That's it for now. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.